Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Destiny. In today's video, we're going to be discussing power. The word power because one, that's what God told me to talk about, and two, it's a very interesting word, and that's why we're gonna have a whole little mini series on it, because I wrote down any and everything that was just coming to my mind when he was just downloading information to me. So the first video today is going to be about the power of prayer, and I chose today because one, I've been struggling with, having a set time and a set, just dedicating set times to pray. And I do have some tips that I'm gonna share a little bit later in the video. But I did want to talk about why praying is important. Praying for me is important because this is my time to release my burdens to him. This is my time to just talk to him as if I'm talking to one of my girlfriends. And unlike talking to my girlfriends, which is cool, but one, I can be totally transparent with him, and I mean, he knows anyway. So whether I tell him in my prayer or not, he knows. Two, it's a chance for you to say sorry about whatever you happen throughout the day that you may not have apologized to a person for. At least I can make amends, and I can apologize for it tonight, because we know right from wrong. Three is a chance for me to communicate. So I oftentimes, when I'm praying either for a sign, or I'm just praying for understanding, or I'm praying for a goal. Whatever, it's my chance to talk to God. And a lot of times that I was praying, I would find myself like my thoughts would just get jumbled. It wouldn't be a clear prayer, and it wouldn't be a clear prayer because one, I didn't have a set time. So I told myself, okay, well, I'm gonna just pray while I'm taking the girls to wherever they're going to in the morning. But that wasn't working for me. It wasn't working for me because I had to pay attention to the road, and then I have a million things other going on. I'm thinking about, okay, I just got off this one job, I'm going to the next job. What do I have to do? Like, it's just too much. So back to prayer. So I wanted to talk about prayer because this is a chance for us to get our power from God. So I believe that God does bless us with powers. I believe that our powers are within our gifts from God. So one of the things that I wrote down is, what are my gifts from God? So this relates back to the other video about having our goals aligned with God. So to me, this is why our prayers need to be united with those goals. Like, are your prayers aligned with the goals? Are they? So a lot of times we pray about what we want, but we're not necessarily praying about what we need. So let's go ahead and run down the tips so I can stop jumping. I feel like I'm jumping ahead of myself because I'm talking too much right now. So I have 5 tips. The first tip is going to be write down what you want to pray about. So a lot of times when we're praying, sometimes we might just pray on a whim, or sometimes we might have, that dedicated time to pray. So what do we want to pray about? I know for me, sometimes when I'm praying, it might be late at night. I'll try to pray on my break at work. But again, it's not my thoughts for me. There is just too much noise in my head. It's like me in my head. I'm trying to pray, but then I'm thinking about a million other things. I'm thinking about, okay, what am I going to cook for dinner tonight? So I'm praying, and then the prayer gets lost in translation. So I'm setting a prayer up that's it's not concise. It's not clear. It's like, God's probably like, okay, she was praying about this, but now she's talking about dinner. Now she's talking about swimsuits. Like, what I don't know what you're praying about. The tips for me is to write down what I want to pray about. What are my goals for this week? What are my goals for this month? Looking back, go back to the last video, and we already wrote down our goals. So what are our action items for this week? What do we need to achieve? What is aligned with God for this week? So that's the starting base for you. 2, what do you need? again, I said, what do you need, not what do you want? A lot of times we're sitting here asking God for, say, a Jaguar. I want a Jaguar truck, so I'm gonna pray about a Jaguar's truck. But my car that I do have needs tires, oil change, all this and then that. But I'm not praying about what I need. I'm praying about what I want. So that's another thing that you want to do. You don't want to pray about what you want. Pray about what you need. That's a lot of times we forget that. We forget to pray about the needs of life because we just think that, okay, this is the need, it's going to get done. Whether I put energy into it or not, whether I put power into it or not, it's going to get done. But that's something that we do need to start giving power to. We need to give power to what we need and not just what we want. So say for instance, there's goals that we have in mind. There's the promises that God made us. We just think that, okay, God already said this is going to happen, but I'm not continuously praying for that to happen. I'm not asking God for power for that to happen. I'm not asking God for power. God, please give me the power of energy so I can stay up at this night job and do what these people need me to ask me to do. God, please give me the power so that I'm not sleeping throughout the day. Like those are things that I need to accomplish and to get to the goal that he told me that was gonna happen. So just, removing our thought processes, removing our flesh wants and our flesh desires, like just shutting out things and really figuring out, what do I need in life? What do I need to make me happy in life? Because at the end of the day, a Jaguar truck is not going to make you happy. It might make you happy because, yeah, you might feel accomplished and, the people around you might be happy like, oh, yeah, she got a Jaguar truck. But at the end of the day, that's material things doesn't matter. So tip number 2 is your prayers aligned with what God has promised you? So I talked about this a little bit, but I'll briefly discuss it again. So our prayer should be aligned with what God has promised us. So if God has promised us a good family unit, like maybe you're having some issues in your home and you're praying for, just peace among your household, are you praying for that? Or are you praying, like, what are you praying for? Are your prayers aligned? Or are you just saying, God, give my children some understanding because they're just disrespectful, da 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 da. Like, but you're not, what am I trying to say? You're not praying as Jesus would. Jesus wouldn't just put the whole situation on other people. Like when you pray for everybody. You don't just pray for yourself. You're praying for everybody. You're praying for your children. You're praying for you. You're praying for your spouse. You're praying for whoever's in that household to be covered. So maybe that's why your prayers aren't working. Okay. Number 3, meditation. So I put this on the list and I don't even practice this yet, but I believe what I need because like I mentioned a few times earlier in the video, when I close my eyes, there's 1,000,001 things going on, and meditation allows you So it allows you to focus on one solid thing, which should be your prayer. So when we sit down and pray, we need to meditate and clear our thoughts and our just thoughts of the days, whatever happened, just be in the dark for however long it takes you to focus on that one prayer. That way, when we're praying, it's concise, it's straightforward. We have a structured prayer. We have a structured essay. We have the intro, we have the body, and we have the conclusion of why we think this prayer should be answered. But yeah, we have all these 3 bodies of the essay together, and that's way it's just more streamlined. You want your prayers to be streamlined. So the 4th is I have it on there to bring a Bible with you. Because I know for me, a lot of times I want to, when I'm praying, sometimes God may give me a verse or, give me a word that I want to study, like power. When he gave me power, I have the U version, I think it's called YouVersion. I have a Bible app on my phone. So I just put in power and I'm like studying, and I'm praying because he actually gave this word to me probably a few days ago, and I wrote down, you know, what I want to talk about, and I was like, well, God, I don't think this is it. Like, this isn't it. So I had to keep studying. So that's why I say have a Bible by you, because you never know, you know, what he wants you to study at that time. So have a Bible with you. The fifth thing that I have is to journal. So I have, look at this. I keep looking over here too. So a lot of times I'm at work, and these are just the notes that I'm writing down at work, which I should put into a binder. I prefer, I mean, not a binder, but I prefer like a little notebook like this, because you can look back on just your prayers and see like how they were answered, what God told you in that situation, because we are busy. Like, everybody is busy. Everybody has things going on. It's just human. We're human at the end of the day. So we may forget things, and we may need to go back to something that we prayed about. We might be in a season where it's Groundhog's Day, and you know, you're going through this. So let me see what I prayed about before, and let me see what actions I took before to get from out of the situation. It's just self-reflection. It's something that we can look back on and learn from, because I am all about self-growth these days. So I just like to keep a record of things in case I want to look back on. But some of the other tips that I did not write down was to have a set time of prayer. So for me, I know I personally would like to pray in the morning when I wake up. So I can put my armor on. God blessed me to have armor today so that I don't let anything penetrate and get to me. And then at the end of the day is to conclude my day, say sorry for anything, you know, that I struggle with, that I know better, that I could have been doing, just, you know, do that. So it's whatever you choose for yourself. Everybody's, you know, has different things that they want to do. But for me, I know I need an alarm clock. And I need an alarm clock because I have a lot of things going on. I'm juggling 2 jobs. I have 2 daughters. I have this YouTube. Like, I have a lot of stuff going on. So if I need to set an alarm clock to say, okay, pray at this time so I can stop what I'm doing and actually pray, then that's what I need to do. And committing to it. A lot of times we say we're going to do things, but we don't commit to doing them. So actually committing to, okay, if I set my alarm at such and such time at 6:30 in the morning, that's what I have to stop what I'm doing and pray. And I have my journal with me. I have my Bible with me, and I'm going to allow myself 30 minutes out the day to get this done. And we think about, okay, I don't have all the time and energy to do this, but what's 30 minutes? That's really nothing. It's nothing. What's 30 minutes? What's an hour? Like, making time for the stuff that matters, making time for the stuff that we need and not just want. Because I guarantee you what, if somebody asked you out on a date, you got 30 minutes to do your makeup. So just, again, making time for what we need instead of what we want. Because I need God. I need my prayer time, because it's like, I can tell I'm a better person. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. This is, again, I'm speaking for me. Okay, so this week's verse of the day is going to come from Matthew chapter 6, verse 5. It's verse 5, but I think it's verse 5 through like 9, I think. And when you do pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you do pray, go into your room, close your door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And when you pray, do not keep babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. Is it pagans or is it pagans? I don't know. And usually I would Google, but whatever. I ain't got time. So I did just give you some tips for today. One of the things that I didn't mention is to have a quiet place. So for me, I like dark quiet places. So I'll go in the bathroom and turn out my lights, or I'll go in my closet and turn out my lights. I don't know. For me, it's like it gets me more centered and focused. Like I can't see anything. Like the only thing I should be concentrating is on this prayer. So again, if you have any other tips, leave them about how you pray, how you find it powerful to pray, how you find your prayer. Basically, you know, when people say, oh, I had a powerful prayer session, that's what we want to strive for, because there's different types of prayers that we pray for. You know, you might have something that just happens randomly. So, oh, let me pray for this. And then you have your other prayers that you want to be, you know, more streamlined, more committed to. That's what I'm talking about when I say the power of prayer. I'm talking about those prayers that we're praying for, like we're praying for an intent. We're praying for a purpose. We're praying for a goal. We're praying to receive like strength or understanding for something that we need, that only God can help us through. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying the power of prayer. So yeah, tune in to next week's video. As I said, this will be a 4-part series. Today was the first part, the power of prayer. This was the introductions. So hopefully, you know, you're tuned in. You want to hear more. So yeah, leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. Happy growing.